Hello everyone, this is Joel over at Launchpad Legal Marketing with a quick walkthrough demo of our fully managed WordPress solution. So WordPress is one of the most widely used website platforms out there. The problem is there's so many moving parts to a WordPress website that almost on a daily basis there's going to be some changes, some updates, or even some attention that's going to be required. That's just to keep everything up to date and moving. In situations where you're blogging more, or in situations where you're wanting to keep an eye on page speed, security, things of this nature, it adds a whole nother level of to-dos, a checklist that should be monitored often. The problem is that in anybody's busy day, it's hard to remember and dedicate time specifically to log in and check the vitals and check the statistics of a website. And then there's nothing worse than hearing from a client or somebody else that they tried to visit your website, it wasn't working, it wasn't loading, something was wrong with it, things of those nature. It hurts your image. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of what we do with our fully managed WordPress solution, which is something that we do a complete solution for essentially all of those things. So it's going to include comment moderation. Let's take a look. It's going to include updating your plugins, premium file scanning software, uptime monitoring to make sure that your site is actually up and loading, the offsite backups that we include in there as well, page speed testing to make sure that based on Google's page speed test, everything's loading properly there. So let's take a quick look at what we do. We'll use our site as a demo here. So we're going to take a look in our dashboard quickly at what we have going on here before we get onto the site. We can quickly see all the plugins that are installed on the site. We can see which ones are inactive. We can see which ones require an update. And one thing that we like to do while we're in here is we like to verify that some form of an SEO plugin is activated and that it is up to date and that is communicating out to the web. There's nothing worse than a plugin by itself or for whatever reason turning off and not being active, and then search engines are fetching raw data or wrong information. It can tremendously hurt your rankings. So when these plugins are inactive, you get no notification. So it's important to keep an eye on that on a daily basis. So making sure that that is plugged in. We can see we're going to have to do some plugin updates. We can quickly identify the WordPress theme you're using and if it needed an update. Security, we're going to be taking a look at file scanning to see if there's anything suspicious, if anything that requires attention, any 404s that are coming in, lockouts, all of these particular things. We can see here that based on our settings, we're going to update our old security keys that enhance our auto logins just to make sure that those are secure. We're going to look at performance and see what the last page speed test was. The last page speed that we did was yesterday, and we can see that we're within Google's acceptable ranges. Uptime, we are notified immediately whether the site is up or whether the site is down, and then we have statistics of its availability, last downtime, how long it was for, these particular things. Downtimes aren't uncommon, server reboots and maintenance mode for updates, but if the site goes down for more than any extended period of time, we need to figure out why. So this is kind of our overview, so we know what we're going to be working with today. So now we hop in to the actual dashboard, and we can see more specific of the overview that we had seen over here in the top level. So first of all, we're going to look at updates, and we're going to see what we have available there. Just from looking over there, we did see that there were some plugin updates that needed to run. It looks like we have a Dropbox extension. Let's go ahead and run an update on that. And that is running. Next thing we're going to do is get redirected to the update page as it loads here. Okay, we can see that that was successfully updated. We're going to go over to our all plugins list just to once again roll down and just make sure we don't see anything that needs an update there. Perfect. We're going to look at comments. If you're blogging a lot, you may get riddled with spam blog contents, and here's a great example of one. Somebody posing as a John Gomez, fast loans, and they're trying to leave a very generic comment that's not specific to our social media blog. In this situation, we're going to mark it as spam. If it was a legitimate comment, then we would go ahead and approve it as well. So the next thing we're going to do is, we did see a note here under security that it was time to update some security keys. We also see that notification here. We're going to go in here. We're going to view our security tweaks and recommendations. We're going to go ahead and regenerate our security keys. And it says, okay, so the keys have been reloaded, and then it's going to prompt us for a login there. Now what we want to do is, we're essentially done on the back. There wasn't too much to do there today. What we also like to do is, while we're logged in or while we're working on the site, we're using a browser with cookies and cache. So what we want to do is go to a completely separate browser, and then we are going to open a private browsing tab, and then we are going to visit the website from there too. We want to see how a brand new visitor would see it who does not have your website cached or in their history, and make sure that the home page loads so we can see and physically verify. Even though the software does verify uptime, we like to go one step further and make sure, yes, the home page is loading. We like to scroll down and make sure that the CSS and the HTML, everything's functioning, the complete website is there, and that there are no issues that a potential customer or client or visitor to your website is going to encounter. And then another important thing that we do as well is we do those off-site backups. So people say, well, what happens when something goes wrong? Part of our managed WordPress is running daily backups to 2 separate servers. So after we do that, we're going to hop over to a dedicated Dropbox that we have that's synced up to the website, and we can see every single day. It looks like 357, 358 is when this website plugin activates, and we can see we have one from yesterday. It's only 1 o'clock now, so we are within 24 hours, have a current, as well as a rolling 30 days in our specific Dropbox. But just for redundancy, we also have a specific Google Drive that we started using a week ago for double backups. We have a completely separate server, and we can see same thing. Yesterday afternoon was our most recent. We'll get another one, and we'll also keep a rolling 30 days of backups there. So not only the Dropbox, but also the Google Drive. And this is great because in the event that anything happens, a plugin crashes, or anything on your website, we have about 60 available backups that we can go to and that we can restore to a previous state of your website where it was functioning, and then troubleshoot or wait for plugin patches or things of these natures. So people often ask, well, couldn't I buy some premium software at $50 a month, and then some Dropbox add-ons and some Google Drive and some Amazon storage? And yeah, essentially you could, but what our managed WordPress service does is it puts a physical person into the software, into your website, physically verifying that backups ran, that plugins are updated, that spam comment, all of these things. And we do that every single day. So every business day, Monday through Friday, we log on to there. We are available on weekends. Should a customer note to us that something is odd or something's not quite right, then we're definitely available by email to still address any issues, but every single day we do all of those. So it's really a great value, especially because it's peace of mind, and your website is probably the biggest source of your income. So you want to make sure that you're really putting forth the best image and the best brand by way of something as simple as making sure your website is functioning properly. So we have a couple of different plans available. The one that I just demoed was the basic. Everything that you saw us do is included in that, updates and scans and all of those things. Sometimes people who are doing quite a bit of blogging, 4, 5, 6 articles a month, will opt for the Pro, and that gets the website attendant feature. And what that will do is any content, any blogging, you just send it to us. We will publish it, optimize it, force crawl it to Google Search Console for you, all of that. So if you're doing quite a bit of blogging, this saves you a ton of time. You shoot us a Word document. We take care of all of that, creating, optimizing, publishing, force crawling, send you a completed link. Here's the published article. And then some people are also doing the Pro Plus plan, which just integrates our local SEO reputation management dashboard with the search engine tracking as well. So those are the different options. If you have any questions, you can definitely get a hold of us. You can open up a chat on our website, or you can visit the contact page and just shoot us an email there. But thank you for watching.